Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Mo,
And I'm Jo.
and you're listening to Mojo and the Outsiders podcast, brought to you by Backwoods Adventure Mods.
And in this episode, we're chatting about our snowy weekend in the Ozarks with our buddy Grant Willbanks. Honestly, it was one of those trips where everything just fell into place. Deep snow, great friends, and some seriously tasty jambalaya. I mean, really, what could you ask for? Make sure to stick around, towards the end of the podcast. And then also kind of in the middle of it, we're going to be dropping a 15% off discount code somewhere in this episode. So make sure you don't miss it.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mo, Backwoods, sitting here with Jo and Grant. Gonna go over our last trip to the forest, but man, how good does it feel to be sitting back in our sweet podcast studio?
Man, it does feel good.
I've missed it, man. It's not much, but I don't know. We've been doing them in professional studios on people's couches and everything, so it's good to be back home.
Yeah, it really is nice to be surrounded by the photos in our sweet 8x5 room. Yeah, it's nice. How's everything going for you, Grant? You feeling good?
It's good, man. Yeah, you guys have been road dogging it, so
Yeah,
I've kind of been back at the office holding the ship together. But
It's
Yeah.
been good. It's been good.
it has. It has. Well, guys, no, we recently had quite the surprise here in Arkansas. Normally when we get snow, we'll just get like a slight dusting, but man, this last week we got pounded by. I mean, in Arkansas terms, pounded by
Yeah,
snow.
Arkansas pounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How many inches do you think we probably got? Like,
man, I think the further south you went, you got a little more, which is very weird because it's normally further north you go, you get more,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know. I mean, I think probably 6 to 8 inches in parts, something like that.
Seemed like it. Seemed like
Yeah.
it. I was lucky enough. I mean, how lucky are we? Chris gave us the go ahead and let us
Seriously.
sneak out of the office early and go play in the snow while it was falling and everything. And man, that's what I was thinking. It was somewhere where I woke up somewhere around 8 to 10 inches. I mean, it was deep. My tent was caving in.
Yeah.
Opened the tent door and snow fell in, and I was sleeping in a ground tent. But yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
For Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was actually sick the 2 days before. So I stayed back when y'all went out that first day and kind of just held down the fort, which honestly, the way I was feeling, I was completely cool with that. But
Oh yeah.
man, seeing the photos, like the photo, for instance, of Mo's tent, I mean, it was just piled with snow.
Dude, so I woke up that morning and I kept wondering how I was twisted in my tent and how I could be so twisted and laying on my sleeping pad still. I just brought a single wide sleeping pad, so I was curious to how I could have gotten so off center and everything in there. And I stand up and dude, the amount of snow on the top of my tent, like it was not far from wanting to cave in. I mean, I think 4 inches fell on us as we slept that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, you getting out a little bit earlier, I'm sure that was cool seeing it all come in.
Holy
So for
smokes.
like a timeline, so this was Thursday night when you left, right? You
Yep.
kind
Yeah.
of left work early.
Yeah.
And then, we talked with Chris and we're like, "Hey man, the forecast is nuts. Like, what do you think about like content day or whatever?" And of course, Chris being as cool as he is, he's like, "Absolutely. You guys
Dude,
get out
awesome.
there. Get
Yeah.
all the stuff you can get, So yeah, Mo got out early, camped and really captured a lot of cool stuff of the snow actually falling in the Ozarks.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like I said,
Yeah.
it was cool to I mean, nobody was really out there. It was me and our buddy Dylan and then Ty had met us later that night. But I mean, it felt like we had the whole place to ourselves. Woke up the next morning and lucked out. Of course, the OARC General Store. Of course, there's ladies down there just getting it, and we were able to pull in there, top off with fuel. I took a whole pie home as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, OARC things.
Yeah.
Right.
Which didn't y'all wake up and they're like Ty was having an issue with his awning? wasn't
Oh,
he?
holy smokes, man. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he
Well,
was.
yeah, when there's a foot of snow on it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, is the night before we had it out, because it was snowing, and you wanted to be out of the snow, and whenever we go to reel this thing back in, it's a power awning, of course, and some of that fabric kind of got binded on the roll up part of it, so we messed with it some that night and get it almost halfway in, and I know we were expecting it to snow that night, but dude, we wake up the next morning and this awning's looking like a dang banana off the side of this thing, dude. I mean, it is just
Yeah.
C-shaped, tons of snow on it and everything, and so we start fighting that thing some more, and Ty's convinced that he's gonna have to drive back to town with this awning sticking out of his car about 2 feet, and I was like, "No, there gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way." And, finally, we were able to stretch this thing back out, open it all the way back up, and stretch the fabric, and then reeled it in super slow with people watching on both sides, and made sure everything rolled in fine, and it did. Thank goodness, that van looks a lot better rolling down the road with the awning tucked.
Yeah, yeah, that'd been real. Probably would have gotten pulled over, I'm sure, if he would have gone down the road with that awning just out
Dude,
winging.
Yeah.
right? Watch for low-hanging fruit, man. That thing would have clipped something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which how was that going through the snow and everything with that van?
Dude, different, man, different. Ty's a trooper. That thing, it's a storyteller, so it's a big van, 144 Sprinter. And when I say big, he's got 35s, all of us on 35. So I was in my Forerunner, same size tires as this Sprinter 144. So crazy sounding, but he hit a few hiccups. We were going up the hill, a couple hills, a couple switchbacks, and um, he got a little sideways in some stuff, but it wasn't anything he couldn't ever rescue himself from. He may have had to turn around and go back down the hill a couple times to get enough momentum on his side. But dude, when he got to the top of that hill, man, that's the energy you want to be around. Like he was so stoked, man. Like
Victory. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
infectious, man. And then Grant, we weren't up at the top of the hill for I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And here comes Grant. He had left the office that morning to come meet us. This is Friday. And dude, Ty's stoked. We're stoked. Grant's now there. So now everybody's there. Um, I mean, it was awesome. If you could be out in the forest, that was the place to be. You could tell some folks had been out there. We weren't always like cutting trail or whatever. You could see some tire tracks. Grant said he had passed, a couple folks had passed him. So, but I mean, it's just a cool place to be if you ever get a chance. I don't know why it is, but whenever there's snow on the ground or it's snowing, the forest is like so quiet and peaceful. I don't know what causes that, or maybe it's all in my head, but it's a heck of a place to kind of recharge and rewind.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was really cool. Hey Mo, move your headphones out of the way so I can see you.
Here I am.
There you
This
are.
is my face.
There you go. What was cool about Friday is the sun never came out.
No.
So and like it covered every single tree branch. There's like this, thick coating of snow everywhere.
Yeah,
So the scenery was like magical, dude. Like the
Mhm.
drone footage we got and photos and stuff is unbelievable.
yeah,
Like it's unrecognizable, the Ozarks.
yeah,
You saw this greenery or whatever, but man,
Man,
seeing it come through was just awesome.
yeah. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I'm stoked all the footage we got. Grant's working on a video right now. Um, I think it's gonna be a hit. Like I said, it kind of shows the Ozarks in a way we don't get to see it all the time.
Right.
yeah. I mean, it like the photos and videos I saw from that first day. I mean, yeah, it just looked like Narnia. Like, I mean,
Right.
dude, it was just covered. And I mean, I definitely, heck, I live in Arkansas and never see those arcs like
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's awesome.
No, that's what we've all got to camp in the snow here and stuff like that. And we all, it's such a rare thing that anytime there's any kind of snow, everybody wants to go out to the forest and play because we don't get to do it that often. And then, like I said, for it to show up on a Thursday, Chris cut us loose and let us go do our thing. And then we still had it, we stayed out there till Sunday, and
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
still so much snow on the ground, for Saturday and stuff like that.
Yeah, because y'all came back what on Friday and then
Yeah.
yes,
Hmm.
stayed the night at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we wanted to come back, bring the wives, and kind of
Yep.
make this a bigger trip. Really take
Yeah.
advantage of the snow. So Friday was definitely content forward, and we're gonna spend some time getting some cool stuff. But Saturday, yeah, I brought more people out, and still got some content for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had to share this. I got home Friday, and I was like, Ariel, like you have to. I
Yeah.
cannot wait for you to see this. It's
Yeah.
Hmm.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, man, and yeah, because it's like my wife and I was able to meet you guys. Yeah, Saturday morning. We had one of our guys from CTA, Jordan. He came out. Yeah, I mean, just had like a full crew, and dude, it was awesome.
Dude, not to mention the crew you brought.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Dude, we gotta talk about that.
dude,
Let's
I could.
talk about that for a minute.
Oh man, so I have 4 dogs. We'll just say that right off the bat. I have 4 dogs. And generally, a lot of times like my parents live right next door. So, when my wife and I are gonna go camping or if they're gonna go out of town, it's just quick and easy for us just to pop over, next door and let the dogs out. Well, unfortunately, my parents are on a cruise, so they could not do that. And I was not about to miss the snow.
Uh,
So we piled up all 4 dogs in the back of a 2007 FJ Cruiser.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead and give
Uh,
that a goog and see how small that is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then well, the craziest part, which we'll get to this more here in a moment, but I end up having to sleep with all 4 of those dogs
And your wife.
in my wife in my rooftop tent.
Yeah.
So we'll get more to that though here in a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was wild.
I mean, that was good though. I mean, I couldn't believe it, man. All them wagging tails, they were stoked to be there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I was stoked too, man. It was a lot of fun seeing them out there. One of our dogs had never even been camping or seen snow. So for her to do both at the same time, I was
Yeah.
stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was
was
a ton
funny.
of fun. I mean, it was a big group, had Nick join us, Dylan joined us, so I
You
think
had
we had
6 rigs,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
6 rigs going through there. And
Yeah.
even on Saturday, we were able to hit. It's not like we were going buck wild and running all these tough trails. We were mostly just running forest roads, enjoying the beauty of it. And I mean, even on Saturday, we still got to cut some trail, which was super, super cool. You
Yeah.
could tell nobody had been down these roads. We're the first ones down them since the snow. And um, I don't know, something about it, just fun plowing all that stuff out of the way.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, just even driving on it, I've obviously driven in snow. A lot of us have before this trip, but getting on that fresh powder is like you're
Mhm.
floating, man. And it's silent. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
silent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
You can tell if anything's loose on the truck if you're running down a snow covered road
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, yeah, everything should be just quiet.
Well, it was fun too watching because I was falling behind Grant, and yeah, every once in a while you see him throw it in 2-wheel drive and just
Oh,
rip a
dude.
corner.
Goosing it.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I got so much weight in the rear of that truck. And
yeah.
I mean, yeah, traction control off, 2-wheel drive.
Yeah. I was
It's a good
trying to
time.
throw mine in 2-wheel drive and I was kind of getting ready to do it so that way I could, of course, rip some corners. And my wife, all of a sudden, I just kind of see her look at me and she goes, "Yeah, I'd be throwing up. Don't do that." So I was,
Denied.
yeah,
Dude, 4
denied.
dogs, 1
I was gonna
wife.
say you had one
Yeah.
pup. One of the pups got car sick too, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot one dog did throw up in the back, which fortunately, FJ Cruiser's mostly vinyl. So it worked out good.
yeah, no sweat,
I
no anything
mean,
like that.
in the tent too, right? You had some
Yeah. Actually, that did
events.
happen too. Dang.
Dang it,
Dang
man.
it, dude. You reminded me of all this bad stuff. Yeah, I forgot. Our newest dog, Gertie, she was terrified to come back down the tent. I guess she's scared of heights. I didn't realize that. She's never told me. But I tried picking her up and she just peed all over my tent. So yeah, I had to clean the heck out of that when I got home. But yeah, I guess that was a very eventful with the dogs. I kind of
Well,
forgot about
learning
all
as you
that.
go, right? I mean,
Yep.
you wanted him up in that tent. It was too cool at night. Just leave him down in
Yeah.
the truck and everything like that.
I
Yeah.
think it got to what, like 17 at night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then your wife said she looked up like the wind chill and it was like or wind chill and the actual feel like was like what, -1?
-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was her bragging rights coming back
Dude.
at the office next day,
Yeah.
because dude, that's a whole story in and of itself for her
Yeah.
to come, right? So,
Yeah.
she's definitely a fair weather camper.
Well, dude, every time I turned around, she had another layer on.
Dude.
It's like you needed all the space in that truck. I don't know how many
Yeah.
layers she brought in total.
No, the whole closet, man.
Dude, she at one time she's like wearing a sleeping bag. We had a temp gun, with us, of course, up at this campsite. And man, Dylan shot inside her pocket. And it was like 106 degrees where she was
Yeah.
nestled up. I mean,
Yeah.
she was
She's like, "No, that's my
cozy.
hand warmer." I was like, "It's probably actually that hot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was cozy.
No,
Yeah.
it's funny for her because, yeah, like I said, she's a fair weather camper, but she like really pre-gamed or pre-planned this whole
Yeah.
trip. So
Yeah.
for a couple weeks leading out, because we had to delay our trip a week,
Hmm.
Mhm.
she had been conditioning herself. She told me like she'd go outside and let the dog out in like a t-shirt or
Yeah.
whatever, or like
Yeah.
wear
Yeah.
one less clothes or layer of clothes to the office or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's hilarious. And then she, she just doesn't have a lot of that cold weather gear that we
Yeah.
have, and so
Yeah.
she ordered some stuff on Amazon, even some base layers, right? Like she's
Yeah.
really getting into this, and I was happy to to see her out there for sure. She had a
Yeah.
good time, like she definitely did.
Dude, that's
But
good.
I think she seriously had 5 layers of top of her top, and then 4 of her pants.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think that sleeping bag was like maybe another one.
Yeah,
So
does
like,
that even
Yeah.
count?
right, so she hung, man. She hung with us, and then I was also pleased that she slept well too. Like
Yeah.
she never
Yeah,
slept with the diesel heater or whatever, and I was like, seriously, you have to trust me. It's seriously the coolest
yeah.
thing ever.
Yeah.
So
We'll roast out of here before we freeze
right,
with this
Yeah.
right,
thing.
yeah. She went all the way down to 1 layer in the tent, and it was definitely warm. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just super cool. So
Yeah.
she had a good time.
Shoot, dude, I think I slept in my underwear that night, tell you the truth, dude.
Yeah.
It got hot up in that tent, and
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
couldn't
sure you
believe
have
it.
6 bodies up there,
I
dude.
guess that's true,
Right.
yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
even need a
because
diesel heater.
see, I felt the exact opposite of Ariel. Like, I felt so unprepared because in
Mhm.
my head, like when we got there, it's funny. Like I remember telling Mo and Grant, they were asking me where the dogs are going to sleep, and I was like, "Oh, in the car, dude. I think it's only going to get down to like 30 degrees tonight. It's not going to be
Dude,
Nice.
bad,
dude,
Classic.
glitch.
dude." Yeah, I'm in the middle of cooking, and I can hear the dogs like whimpering, and I'm like, "Ah, "Oh gosh, this is not good."
Yeah,
So
dude.
I can tell they're getting cold, and so I get the diesel heater and I pop it
Uh,
into the window of the car and let them heat up, and then yeah, that was when I knew like, yeah, we're going to be cuddling up in here. So which, I mean, it worked out good, and it really I mean, it wasn't just insanely uncomfortable, like, I'd do it again, I guess, if I had to, kinda thing,
yeah.
so
Oh,
It definitely
1,000%.
worth it, right? Definitely worth the struggle.
oh, 100%,
All over to be
100%.
out there. I mean, the diesel heater was clutch. Mine ended up taking a dump on me around 3 in the morning. I woke up and I was like, dang, my heater's not working. So I go out and I turn it on and it comes back to life, thank goodness. And um, I fall asleep again. And around 5 in the morning, I wake up and I was like, dang, that heater's not working again. And this time it wasn't able to be reset with just the power button. So before I know it, man, I'm out here, it's still so dark outside and I'm messing with this heater. And I messed with it so long that I'm awake. But the irony of it was I had loaned Jordan my other diesel heater. And while I'm outside messing with this other one that is not working, I can just hear my other diesel heater just chugging along, man, just venting like
Yeah,
he'd want. And I'm just like,
Jordan's
dang.
sweating.
Dude,
yeah.
I was like, he is sleeping good right now. And if it had been a little earlier in the morning, I may have went over there and sniped that heater hose and pumped it into my tent. But I mean, 5 in the morning, I was like, dude, I mean, I'm not far from getting up anyway. So mess with that. And then, like what, you're always where you're supposed to be, right? Just by freak chance. And sure enough, I come out from my tent from messing with this heater, the whole back and forth thing. And dude, I caught probably one of the most beautiful sunrises I'd
Yeah.
seen in a long time,
Yeah,
and this will be in the video, I'm sure. And I mean, it's epic, it's one of those things where, like I said, thankful I was up, and if my heater hadn't have crapped out, maybe I'd missed that whole sunset or that sunrise. But
yeah.
it was amazing.
Yeah, definitely was good luck on that part. Um, does kind of make me think though that maybe gear exchange podcasts are bad luck because I think in that last podcast you were just talking about how
Dude,
diesel heaters just work. So
dude, they do, they
it's
do, they do, and that's the thing is,
Well,
I
didn't you
said
say you like maybe slept on it and you
I
snuffed it
do.
out?
I
oh
did. So
yeah,
when I woke up that first time, it had gotten cool in my tent and dude, man, I was looking for that quick heat. So I shoved that dang vent hose down in my sleeping setup
yeah,
and man, was I living it up.
yeah,
Man, I could feel just this hot air going down to my feet all the way up, and maybe too good, because I think I fell asleep like that and I may have clogged my hose and where it couldn't exhaust that heat.
uh,
I had a bunch of soot out by like my exhaust. I don't know if that's related. Like I said, I mean, they're Chinese diesel heaters. They come with terrible instructions and everything like that. So there's not like this
No
repair
English.
manual that I can get into. Um, but 5 in the morning, man, I was up on the Reddit forums trying to figure out how to restart this
yeah,
thing, with the code E11 and everything like that. And yeah, I kept coming across like the soot thing, and I didn't want to get too involved with that. There's still snow on the ground. I'd already been, kind of kneeling down, messing with this thing for longer than I cared for, but Yeah, what are you gonna do? Same, same. If you told me my heater was gonna go out 3 in the morning, dude, I'd sign me up. I'll be back there in a heartbeat. You know, like
Yeah,
it was worth it.
100%. Yeah, I with my heater, it was one of those deals where right when I turned it on, because I'm just thinking, okay, cool, it's snow, no big deal. Like I don't got to worry about the leaves or anything on the exhaust. So, but obviously I forget that snow melts, so it melted around
It's a
it.
fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
I walk over to the back of my vehicle and I can smell like something burning. So I'm like, what the heck? And I go back there and sure enough, there was a bunch of leaves that was under the snow that were, I mean, black, like about to catch on fire. So I mean, I was about to be diesel heater, list as well. So yeah, gotta be careful with them guys.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and then I was unpacking mine, and I had changed my hose from a 3-inch to a 4-inch,
Yeah.
and brought that new hose
Yeah.
along. And I'm setting up diesel heater, and Ariel's around me. I keep talking about how great this heater is.
Yeah.
You can't wait or whatever. And then I go to like run the hose to the tent, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot the coupler. Like it cannot go onto my diesel heater. Like I
Yeah.
just have this thing.
Yeah.
And, Ariel heard that, she's like, are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And I knew, like, in a pinch, I could even duct tape this thing on there or whatever,
Right.
but,
Yeah.
I was like, "Jo, are you 3-inch over there? Like,
Yeah.
let me snipe some of that." So,
Yeah.
he cut me off, like, 3 or 4 inches, and we're good to go.
Dude,
And
had
then had
to.
to use zip ties, like,
Yeah.
to keep it on there. It didn't have hose clamps. They're the
Had
right
to.
size, I think.
Worked.
Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one of those deals. As soon as I heard you say that, I mean, I know if I would have gotten out there and my wife would have found out that I didn't have a piece that I needed for the diesel heater, she'd probably have me load up and leave,
Oh, dude. Well,
So
even I mean, if it's gonna be that cold, yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I'd probably be in agreement with her,
Yeah.
and she
Want it.
yeah, so I was like, well, if Ariel's ever gonna come camping with Granny get it during the winter, like we gotta get this thing right. So
Yeah,
that's what
dude.
we did, and it worked out great.
Yeah.
Dude, it was perfect. I mean, the campsite was perfect. We camped at a spot a lot of people here in the state know about, Fire Tower, Devil's Knob. And um, at night, the campsite just looked like a studio set, man,
Oh,
with
man,
all the
everybody's
snow and the
lights
lighting
going,
and
yep,
everything. Had 2 fire pits going. Everybody kind of huddled around those and
Mhm.
yeah,
um, tons of stuff to eat and everything like that. It was
yeah,
epic.
Yeah.
yeah, Mo's wife did Mariah make that
She
jambalaya?
did. She did.
Oh, man, that was amazing, I meant to
Yeah.
tell her that. She wasn't able to come on the trip, but holy cow, that was good.
It was
Yeah.
incredible.
By freak chance, she got sick, definitely unrelated to me being sick the week before. But yeah, hated to go back and tell her how awesome it was. And then she wakes up Saturday morning, you can tell she's sicker than she was Friday. But she's a trooper. She made us all dinner. She said she was going to do it. So she still, I guess, held up her end of the bargain. I'd have been fine with
Yeah,
cheddar brats and Doritos, but um, she came through. And I mean, Jambo is better than cheddar brats and Doritos. So
Yeah. And it
yeah.
was incredible.
mhm.
It was really good.
Yeah, one of those hot meals that just sticks to your ribs, man. That's
Yeah.
what you wanted out there.
Yeah.
I remember heating up this pasta that we brought, and it's like, dude, I got as hot as possible. And like by the time I brought it over from my truck to
Yeah.
the campfire, man, it's just like cold again.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the crap?
Well, I know
Well,
you took that same aspect whenever you heated up Ariel's
Oh man, that's another
drink too.
thing.
yeah.
I mean, oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Boiling, sweet, ready to
Yeah.
serve.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm on this mission, right? This whole time I'm on this mission to like, make sure my wife is as warm as possible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Make sure she has the best time ever. So yeah, she's like, man, I'd love some apple cider, like around the campfire. And you know, this was before we went out there, so I
Yeah.
bought some, whatever, and I brought it to her, and I was like, "Here you go, like, can't wait, warm
Just
me up.
because,
It's gonna
yeah.
be awesome, right?" Dude, I don't know why. Maybe because like I had cooked before and realized, like the heat dissipation was like really real,
Yeah.
from the pasta. But dude, I mean, literally, I take the jet boil and like it is still bubbling,
Yeah.
like really hot,
Yeah.
and I dump it in her thermos and shake it around, and mix this cider up, and bring it to her. Dude, she's holding on it for a while before she wanted to actually drink it. She's probably held on it for 20 minutes. Dude, she goes to take a sip and just like burns her tongue so bad. She can't even taste like now on that spot,
Yeah.
So feel really bad. And then I think at least an hour or two go by. She can't even drink it still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
temp gun came back out, and I mean,
yeah,
same. I don't know how long she'd had it in her hands, but still at a 149 is what he was reading.
Yeah, so
Piping hot.
something crazy. And what's nuts is she didn't drink it all, obviously. So
Mm.
the next morning, I just sat on the back of my truck. Next morning, I was like, for sure it's gonna be frozen,
Yeah.
being that cold.
Yeah.
And it was like
Mm.
decently cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, wow,
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
Yeah.
But,
Here's some hot cider. Well, I mean, that's the rules, right? With your wife, ladies, significant others, it's like when you take them out to these trips, like, man, you keep them warm, keep them
yeah,
fed, and keep them dry,
that's right.
and that you check those three boxes, it's like, man, there's a good chance they'll come back the next time, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
time after that,
But when the dudes are out, man, it's just like, give me a hot dog and a stick kind of
Dude,
thing. Like,
Yeah.
I am terrible like that, man. I mean, my
yeah,
rations Thursday night were exactly that, and of course it's snowing in Arkansas, so all like the 6-pack hot dog buns are already tapped out and everything. So I have to really class it up, go brioche. Well, those only come in a 4-pack, and so it's me, Ty,
yeah.
Dylan out there that night, and I've got these dogs and these Doritos, man, classic, right? Super easy. Um, but dude, we tore through my rations so quick. I was like, well, dang, man, like I'm gonna have to double back up. I had 4 buns and I have no buns now, nothing but dogs. But yeah, that I mean, it is different when it's just dudes, man. We're so
Yeah.
much more minimal. I
I mean,
definitely eat better
that's like
when the
our,
wives are there.
Colorado trip with the Tundra,
Oh my
hundred
gosh,
thousand
dude.
dollar Tundra and eating peanut butter sandwiches.
Dude, dude, forgot the jelly, forgot the knife, forgot my cutlery. I mean, that was a story too. I mean, dude, we look like some dodos, man. Everybody's wanting to come up and talk to us and hang out with us, and they're eating real food. And dude, me and Grant's just munching
Yeah.
these PB sandwiches, half slice, roll
Well, we
ups.
didn't think we were gonna be out that long,
Yeah.
and turns out this trail was taking like forever, and so everybody breaks for lunch. And it's like we don't have any utensils. We have
No.
a jar of peanut butter and some bread,
Yeah.
some sliced bread, and
Some water.
Mo's like, well, how do we spread this bread out? So I have my like super nice pocket knife,
Yeah.
like definitely nice, and he gets in there and gets his spread, dude,
Dude,
jams this knife up like
I'm using this thing like a regular butter knife, man. I got peanut butter from top to bottom on this thing, and
yeah,
dude, Grant sees me, and who knows, man? He may have bitten his tongue for a while before he finally goes, "Dude, watch the bearings." And I flipped that knife over, and dude, there's so much peanut butter on the backside of this thing, the side up against the actual
yeah,
jar, and I mean, I felt terrible, man. But that thing probably flicks open like nobody's business now.
Oh yeah, dude. Get
yeah.
all that peanut oil on it,
Dude,
man.
seriously, man, that was hilarious. We were just dying laughing, like, because we were in the company Tundra, which is like over the top sweet, and
Yeah,
a couple dudes get out and everybody's eating like steak and these nice meals,
real meals.
and then we're eating these like $2 total meal.
Yeah.
Peter Pan crunchy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
peanut butter spread. It's not like we're going nuts on it or anything, but
hilarious. But yeah, we are more minimal, I guess. Even just dudes
Yeah.
out there, kind of. We
100%.
put it all into our trucks. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Well, same. Like I just at the end of the day just want to be out. Like food's something I'll need at some point.
Right.
It doesn't have to be super fancy or anything. Like I want to be out there.
Yeah. Hey guys, and for this week's episode, we're hooking you up with a 15% off discount at Backwoods Adventure Mods. Just make sure you use the code SNOWBLIND15, and that's SNOWBLIND15 in the promo section at checkout to save some cash on your next order. Happy shopping, guys, and back to the episode.
Um,
Well, this
yeah.
is another kind of funny thing that Mo recently discovered instant coffee.
Oh yeah.
And I
Dude,
always
dude.
and I always rag on him for like his powdered creamer. It's like, dude, can you get older? There's
Yeah.
better creamer.
I know.
Like, come on, dude. Like, spice up your life. He's over there mixing dry water with
Yeah.
dry cream. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Dude, get a little hot
Yeah.
soup,
He's like,
man. A
oh,
little
saving
morning
weight.
coffee.
Well, I remember one day, I can't remember where we were or what we were doing, but it was like one of the first times I think I ever camped with Mo actually. And he was making some coffee and I was like, "Hey dude, you got any creamer?" And he throws me that powdered creamer and I just
Dude,
kind of look at it and Mo goes, What do you not like powdered creamer? And I'm thinking
Dude,
in my head, like, heck no, dude. It
that's
still
what you get at, like, the
sucks.
hotel or something.
Yes.
Dude, I'm so new to coffee, man. Like, it's not like I drank coffee forever.
Yeah.
Like that was something I started doing like 2 years after I met my wife. Like, she
Yeah.
does it. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna give it a whirl, man. Like, I am a chocolate milk lover. Like, what do I want in the mornings? Chocolate milk,
Yep.
Highland, preferred.
Yeah,
And so that's
sponsor.
how my
Yeah.
mornings used to be. And now same. I've gone down this coffee path, and it's funny, still learning the instant coffee. I mean, that blew my mind. This is from backpacking.
Yeah.
I'd go
Yeah.
to our outdoor store here, Pack Rat, and I'd get like my freeze dried meals or whatever. And I noticed they've got these instant coffee things. I'm like, dude, that's gonna check so many boxes, man. They're these sweet little single serving packets. I'm be nuts for these things. and
Yeah.
and dude, these things are expensive, man. They're at like an outdoor store, and they're probably almost like $15, man, for these coffees. And I start telling Joe and all my buddies about this whole new thing called instant coffee, man. And I'm like spreading the word, man. I'm the guy who's gonna make this instant coffee famous. 2024. I'm putting it on the map. Had enough. And dude, and I'm showing them these sweet packets, man. And of course they flip it over and it has the price on it. And I forget who it was, but they're like, dude, you can buy this same quantity of coffee that's like Folgers for like $2. And I was like, no way. And sure enough, man, that's real. Like we went to the Dollar General and man, like $2 Folgers and maybe even some of those other nicer brands, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, instant coffee is only going to get so nice, but
Right.
I mean, it's still preferred for me to like if I'm backpacking, instant coffee is like the way.
Oh yeah.
It just does
That
not
makes
create the
sense for
same
backpacking.
same
Yeah, for
Yeah.
mess.
sure.
Some of that Folgers or that what is it, the Cafe Bustelo or whatever
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
is.
yep.
Yep. Yep.
dude, and the liquid creamer, I've tried it. Like this cup of coffee I'm holding right now, it's liquid creamer. I don't know if there's like enough of a difference for me to just be like, oh, dude, I've messed up for a long time,
Yeah.
but it is different, I guess, and
But the
Yeah.
word creamer should look like cream.
I think it is. I think it's
Yeah.
powdered creamer.
Yeah. Might as well dump baby powder in your milk
Dude,
or your
Yeah.
coffee.
Powdered creamer, I mean, it's definitely got its place in my heart, for sure. Like church or
Dude, church,
backpacking.
big one. You're right.
Yeah. Doctor's office, car
Yeah.
dealership. On a daily though, no, it's not part
Yeah.
of my normal games.
Well, this may be my curveball. I may change it up. You
You
guys know how
should.
picky I am, and I mean this liquid creamer, it's not terrible. They do have more flavors than the powdered, so that may
Yeah.
be what like tugs me over to that side.
Real quick, I gotta know what flavor of actual liquid creamer are you on?
Dude, right now I'm drinking hazelnut.
That's a good one. That's a
That's a
good
good
one.
one.
Hazelnut creamer.
Have you tried
Yeah.
sweet cream yet?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good,
Because
good.
sometimes when I'm out of cream at home, I'll come up here and try this. There's a lot of different creamers hanging around up here at 4180. A lot of people bring their own creamers, and
Yes.
so
But most
uh,
of the fridges.
yeah. Sometimes I'll snipe some. Jordan, he had this nice mint. I forget what else it was, but it was some kind of like mint creamer, and that was good too.
Yeah.
I think it was like
Yeah.
Chobani. Maybe not. Don't quote me. I'm new.
Yeah.
Dude, it is.
No, I used to do all those flavors, but dude, I'm doing just like a splash of heavy cream,
Yeah.
and it's just pretty mild. It takes the bitterness out,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of
Yeah.
right down the middle.
Dude, I'm such a wimp. I need a little sweetness in my coffee.
Dude, guilty, man. Mine's like
Yeah.
I need a little coffee with my creamer kind of
Yeah.
mixture is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
And that's the downside of the powdered creamer is like if that coffee's not hot and you dump that powdered creamer in there, dude, she's not gonna blend and mix, and you may have some chunks. It may look kind of like a hot cocoa with marshmallow.
Yeah.
No,
Grant, I see you shaking your
I
head.
hate that.
I'd
I
say
hate
you
all
would.
that. That's terrible.
Yeah. Anytime it clumps up, I'm usually upset.
Well, it tells me my coffee's getting cold. It's like, dang, man, my time's running out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, epic trip, epic times. I mean, I
Yeah.
was stoked. I hated to miss out on Sunday. Y'all going to OARC, but I woke up Sunday morning to a message from my wife saying she needed a bunch of things to get back on the up and up. So I had to go tend to that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was there was still so much snow when we left Sunday. We're camped at the top of that mountain, and I know I had to take my time coming down that hill because I was like, dude, you could veer off of this thing and slide down the hill a ways.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually kind of worried about you leaving by yourself, honestly, because yeah, I mean, heck, we didn't know what the roads looked like. So yeah, I was definitely glad to see you
Which
got home safe.
turned out the roads were incredible.
Yeah,
Like, they did a banging job
Dude,
they did.
plowing all those roads. Like, as remote as we were, well, remote air quotes, kind of remote, but I was surprised to see both lanes full blacktop.
Yeah,
No more snow on the ground.
yeah. Is that the highway department that takes care
I
of that?
I have no clue, man. Highway department, sunshine. I don't know, man. Somebody
Well,
crushed it because I know when I got
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the roads Friday morning to go meet Grant, I mean, it was single lane.
yeah,
I mean, it was up to like Ty's skid on his van.
yeah,
Dylan said he looked like a land yacht because it was just plowing snow to the sides. It looked like a
yeah,
boat floating down the road.
yeah,
And then we meet Grant and everything, and we're about to head back to town, and they're like, "Are you gonna air up or anything?" And I was like, "Nah, man. I'm sure there's still snow on the roads. We'll just go back." And dude, I get to the roads, and they are so dry. I was like, "Holy shit, man! Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I should have aired up. Like, I'm
yeah,
an idiot."
yeah. No, they did an awesome job, man. I mean, because I was expecting it to take us forever to get out there, to tell you the truth. I mean, forever. And I mean, did it what? It took us like about an hour and a half. I mean, about
Yeah,
normal
yeah,
hour and a half
time.
yeah.
from the store.
Hmm.
I mean, with all our fixings, which isn't terrible. I mean, they had it.
Yeah,
We were running normie speeds. Ran into one plow guy, and he let us go around. And
yeah,
I mean, it
yeah,
was it was epic for a short little weekend getaway.
yeah. Whoever did the plowing, thank you.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, well, that's the crazy thing. Like coming back, those roads were better than the roads, in Springdale or down near my house, which town
Yeah,
roads they don't get no love.
yeah. Well, heck yeah. Well, no, I mean, it was definitely an awesome trip and had tons of fun.
Epic. Need
Yeah,
need trips like that. Like I said, we're how lucky are we, like I said, to be able to do this, for this to be our job, for
Yeah,
Chris to be able to sign off on this and be like, go. I mean, he
yeah,
no
did
doubt.
not bat an eye, did not miss a lick.
Well, even he got out a little bit in the tundra,
Yeah.
yeah,
which
yeah,
was super cool. He was sending me videos and stuff throughout the weekend. I was like, heck yeah,
yeah.
man,
He said
get
it
that
did
thing out.
awesome.
Yeah. That's what he
Yeah,
said. He
well,
said
of
it just
course.
ate.
Yeah, it's they rips, man.
Yeah,
Well, it has no choice, right? 37s,
yeah,
Toyota on the front. It's
Yeah,
gonna go.
that's right.
yeah.
It was
Real quick, I was gonna ask you, Grant, how did your tires steer? Because I have the same tire as you, the Geolander. Did you feel like they did well in the snow?
Hmm.
I felt pretty good too about mine.
Yeah,
At first, when I first had them, of course, I had them aired up all the way, and it was the first day of snow, which it was a bunch of snow. Um, Definitely was slipping around a little bit, but I noticed as soon as I aired them down, I mean, dude, they just gripped
yeah,
up.
I
yeah.
completely agree. I mean, that's most tires, right? Like
Right,
if you do
right.
that, but the first day I went out on Friday for the content trip, I didn't air down at all.
Yeah,
Um, I was gonna test the waters and see if I needed to,
yeah,
and I got around fine,
yeah,
but definitely airing down, the next day when we did some more trails or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Huge
gripped up.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely noticed, once the first car went through, the first car had the most traction, right? The second car,
Mhm.
get less and less because those ruts get real hard packed because it was
Yeah.
the type of
Yeah.
snow that's kind of wet,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and perfect like sculpting snow,
Yeah.
snowball snow. But yeah, you kind of wanted to stay out of those ruts if you're kind of midway, in the pack or definitely in the back.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
know we were going down some of those hills, and same, you'd see, your butt tries to pass your front, because you're
Yeah.
starting to slide sideways and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which remarkably, no one got stuck.
No.
No.
Even with Ty, he didn't get stuck, but he got dadgum close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gassed it out for sure. But I think Nick was the only one that he still didn't get stuck, but he slid off into a bank
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he was able to drive out of it.
Yeah.
But
And
wasn't too bad.
really, and his was, I mean, he was right in front of me. I'd done the exact same thing, you
Yeah.
know. It was just as soon as I saw him slide down that hill kind of into that bank, that's when I knew, okay, cool, I'm gonna throw it in four low, to keep my
Right.
speed down. But
Hmm.
it looked fine before that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, having that snow is super valuable for your like driver skills too. I mean,
yeah.
you can really learn how your vehicle moves and
Hmm.
interacts and it's like even for your braking, you definitely don't want to
Yeah.
jam on the brakes. You want to
Yeah.
modulate those brakes. You don't want
Roll
to
into them.
yeah, as soon as you lock up those tires, you're just ice skating after that. Kind of let it roll and stop really gradually. And even just letting off the throttle does a ton.
Yeah.
to slow you down.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
especially in that snowpack, it's like you let off the throttle, and if you're in any of that deep snow, it wants to kind of stop you and give you some of that rolling resistance and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's working with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But no, I mean it was good. I mean it was like you said, you wanted to be the first car in line, on that Friday. You could tell it kind of started getting slick, and then Saturday was just seemed like good all over,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wandering through the creeks, everything like that. None of us it was sunny, so the snow is kind of starting to melt and everything. And wasn't ever slush or anything, but dang, it was perfect.
Yeah. It was.
Yep.
It was.
Next time it snows, everybody get out. No
Yeah.
Get
excuses.
out.
Go
Yeah.
do it. It's
Do
the
it.
best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As far as you feel safe doing it, right?
Yeah.
Go out, sled.
Yep.
Like I said, I mean, I'm sure there's people all over the country that probably wish the snow would go away.
Yeah. The
And,
people in
and
Colorado are like,
yeah,
"Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
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 It's like really that's the only time I enjoy the cold, right? Like, put some snow on the ground, sign me up. Let's go outside and play.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, heck yeah. Well, guys, I think this is gonna wrap up this one. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in with us.
Always appreciated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Make sure to keep on listening in. We're gonna continue to put like discount codes and stuff throughout the episode. So make
Mhm.
sure you check those out. I mean it's the biggest discount code that we do, normally. It's 15%. So if y'all have any questions or need anything, always feel free to reach out. You can find us at like backwoodsadventuremods.com, of course. Instagram is Backwoods Adventure Mods. YouTube is also Backwoods Adventure Mods.
We've got a thing going.
Which speaking of the YouTube thing real quick.
Yeah.
Not sure the exact timing of when this episode airs or whatever, but there will be a full video on our Backwoods channel about this whole thing we just talked about. So you can kind of put
Should
a
be
visual
epic.
to it. You got to watch it. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Too good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much. And as you know, Mojo and the Outsiders. I'm J.O.
I'm Mo.
And this is Grant.
And this is Grant.
That first one was actually J.O. again.
Yeah. It
Okay.
actually technically was. Here, tell you what, we'll redo it real quick.
Either way, it's fine.
Yeah. Peace.
See ya.
So, yeah.